and this week's Panther Sports will stop by HPU's Prowl radio show, hear from athletes what they're thankful for this season, and talk with track and field coach Eric Dudley. This and more coming up.
Hello and welcome to Panther Sports. I'm Lene Frazier. Let's get things started with the weekly roundup.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Roundup. The men's soccer team fell 2-1 to Coastal Carolina in the Big South semifinals last Friday. Mamadi Naipon scored the Panthers' only goal in the 60th minute. The Panthers finished the game with 8 of 13 shots on goal and 5 saves. The Panthers' valiant effort earned both sophomore Mamadi Naipon and redshirt freshman Cody Palmer a spot on the Big South men's soccer all-tournament team. In their final week of regular season play, the High Point volleyball team beat Charleston Southern on the road, winning 3 of 4 sets. HPU won the first and second sets, with the Buccaneers winning the third. But the Panthers came back for the win in the fourth with a score of 25-16. Senior Jamie McDonald had 3 block assists, tying the HPU single-season record with 90. Senior Molly Barlow was named to the Capital One Academic All-District team for volleyball by the College Sports Information Directors Association. She made history earlier this season by becoming the 8th player in HPU history to reach 1,000 career digs. Their victory was short-lived, however, followed by a 4-5 loss to Coastal Carolina the next day. It was a tough-fought match with the teams going back and forth the entire time. The Chanticleers won the first and third sets, with High Point winning the second and fourth. But it was Coastal Carolina who secured the win, winning the fifth set 15-10 and taking the match 3-2. The Panthers will finish their regular season with a 20-10 overall record and a 9-5 record in league play. Both the men's and women's cross-country teams had disappointing finishes in the NCAA Southeast Regional. The men's team finished 17th, led by sophomore Jeff Lacoste, who placed 68th with a time of 31:43.97. Junior Patrick Crawford followed close behind, coming in 71st with a time of 31:56.24. Senior Jacob Smith came in 81st with a time of 31:59.83. The women's team did not fare much better, placing 21 in the regional competition. Led by senior Kelsey Hunt, he finished 69th with a time of 22:02.77. Junior Kaylee Perry was next to finish for HPU in 74th place with a time of 22:07.79. Both the men's and women's basketball teams won their season openers at home in the Millis Center this past weekend. The women beat East Tennessee State in an 85-76 win. High Point gained the lead early, going back and forth with ESTU in the first half, but dominating the second, never giving up their lead. Senior Erin Reynolds scored 24 points with 11 assists, earning her 1,000th career point and a career high in assists. Junior Cheyenne Parker scored 28 points, a career high, with 13 rebounds and 5 blocks. The men's team followed with an 81-73 victory over UNC Greensboro later that night. Redshirt freshman John Brown and graduate student Alan Cheney dominated the game, scoring 43 of the Panthers' 81 points. Brown scored 28 points and had 8 rebounds, and Cheney had 15 points in just 16 minutes. Brown's performance led to him being named Big South Freshman of the Week. Freshman Adam Weary also scored 10 points. High Point led the game in points, rebounds, and assists. On Tuesday night, the women's basketball team lost a devastatingly close game to Furman, 64-62. With just over a minute of play left, the Paladins sunk 4 free throws to win the game. Stacia Robertson scored 13 points and had 8 rebounds for the Panthers, while Cheyenne Parker had 10 rebounds, 9 points, and 5 assists. The men's team crushed Appalachian State in an 86-64 victory. The Panthers came out strong, gaining an early lead that they would maintain the entire game. With a 46-26 lead at halftime, the Panthers sealed the Mountaineers' fate in the second half. Once again, John Brown and Alan Cheney dominated the court, with Brown scoring 22 points, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 2 steals, and Cheney with 18 points and 6 rebounds. That's all for now. Tune in next week for another edition of the Weekly Roundup.
The 2012 fall sports season is rapidly coming to a close. Let's take a look at who won the Ladies' Championships and what titles are still up for grabs. The Winthrop Eagles stunned nationally ranked Coastal Carolina on Sunday when they scored 2 goals in the final 6 minutes to claim the Big South title. Even though the Chanticleers were up 2-0 at halftime, Winthrop scored 3 second-half goals by Magnus Thorson, Patrick Barnes, and Mason Lavalette. The title is the 5th in Winthrop's history. With the title, Winthrop earns an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, where they play SMU in the first round on November 15th. The Chanticleers also earned an at-large berth to the tournament and will play Elon on the 15th. With the NCAA Football Championship Series fast approaching, the Big South will determine their regular season champion and FBS representative on Saturday. Stony Brook, in its final year playing in the Big South, is on top of the standings at 5-1. But without a game this week, we'll have to sit and wait to see if they take the title. Coastal Carolina and Liberty, both at 4-1, control a little more of their destiny. Due to tiebreakers, the Chanticleers need only to win against CSU to claim the conference title, while Liberty needs to win their game and see a Coastal loss to win the Big South title. The Big South will wrap up its fall 2012 season this weekend at Gardner-Webb University with the Conference Volleyball Championship. Regular season winner Liberty has the #1 seed, while Coastal Carolina, High Point, and Presbyterian earn the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th seeds respectively. This is the final championship that will be awarded this fall. Liberty has 2 titles so far after sweeping the men's and women's cross-country championships, while Radford and Winthrop took home the women's and men's soccer titles respectively. The volleyball and football champions will be crowned at the end of the week. In other Big South news, Campbell University announced it will be giving its baseball team a new stadium next year. The new facility will feature a grandstand that spans from dugout to dugout and will seat about 630 fans, including 310 chair-back seats. Renovations began in 2011 with a number of upgrades like a renovated entrance gate, ticket booth, restrooms, and concession area. The field will be dubbed Jim Perry Stadium, named after the 1970 Cy Young Award winner that graduated from the university in 1959. High Point's John Brown rocked the sports world over the weekend with a big slam dunk against UNC Greensboro. The play found its way to ESPN SportsCenter's top 10 plays of the weekend, coming in at number 5. This is HPU basketball's 2nd time in 3 seasons in the top 10 spotlight, after Shay Shine earned the #1 spot in the countdown in December of 2010. The Panthers will play 2 more games in the Miller Center before Thanksgiving, hosting the William and Mary Tribe on the 17th and St. Andrew's Presbyterian on the 21st. Stay tuned as I sit down with Associate Track Field Coach Eric Dudley.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Welcome back. I am joined now by one of our many great coaches here at HPU, Associate Track and Field Coach Eric Dudley. Thank you, Coach Dudley, for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, Lene.
Oh, you're very welcome. And so I know you're also a world-class hurdler yourself, and you actually participated in the 2004 and 2008 Olympic trials. Mm-hmm. How was that?
It was awesome. It was awesome. You know, the places you get to go and the people you get to meet are awesome. I think, you know, when you line up and race somebody and you put everything out there, you know that your competitors are doing the same thing, and afterward you kind of, you know, talk about and rehash the race and who won and who didn't. You know, you really form some pretty cool bonds pretty quickly with people that you don't see very often across the country. And so some of these folks are still in coaching at different places across the country, still keep in contact with them. So, you know, really, really cool, as well as opportunity to really explore, you know, what I was made of. Like I said, some of the greatest lessons that I've learned through athletics, and just explore what I was capable of doing, how far I was capable of pushing myself physically, but more importantly, you know, mentally, and as far as developing a character and as far as developing some self-discipline to make the right choices and do the right things in order to reach some pretty high goals.
And how's it going from being an athlete yourself and coaching and training athletes?
It's quite a bit different. It's quite a bit different. And now, fortunately, by being an athlete, you do get to learn some of those lessons that you try to impart onto being a coach. But as an athlete, a lot of what you need to be a good athlete is a little bit selfish, because you need to take care of doing the right things so that you can perform. When you go into being a coach, it becomes much more about being selfless, and everything you do has to be for somebody else. And seeing people mature and develop over their 4 years as an athlete that I get to work with. So it's great to be a part of that journey, I think, in a really, really formative part of people's lives.
Right, and so speaking of, seeing athletes grow, and so I know you have a hand in the recruiting process, so you kind of get to see them from the beginning when they first get here, so I guess even before they actually get here. So kind of what's the background, I guess, on the recruiting process? Like, what do you look for as you go trying to get new athletes to come to HPU?
Yeah, so the first thing we look for, and probably because it's the easiest thing for us to look for, is people who are fast or jump high or throw far, because all that stuff they put on the internet. What's difficult to know is, are they a good student, and more importantly, are they a good character and a real positive, enthusiastic influence? Because that's what we really want, to be a part of the program, because we want to create a team culture that is excited about coming to practice, excited about getting better, excited about, figuring out what the next step is in order to make the big gains that we hope that they'll see over 4 years. And that's where more of the process comes in. So we start with a list of, times that would score in the Big South Conference usually is what we look for as kind of a starting point. Right. And then from there, we start to develop relationships, make a few phone calls, send a few emails, and try to understand where they're coming from, what their background story is, and hopefully get them on campus and get them a chance to interact with the team. And that's really the most important part, I think, of our recruiting process. And that's where we get feedback from our team that lets us know, hey, I'm really excited about this person, or their priorities are elsewhere. We might want to tread carefully with this one. So.
And if they're on the fence, is that kind of the selling point? When you bring them to on campus actually, and they get to see everything and kind of work with the team, is that how you can get some of the athletes that are kind of on the fence?
Absolutely, yeah. Our biggest recruiting tool is getting people on campus, because obviously it's a beautiful place to go to school, to train. And more importantly than that, though, is when we get them a chance to, I think, interact with the team and the people, because it's, you hear it time and time again, but the people that really make a place special. Right.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck on that, and the team as well. And thank you again, Coach Dudley, for being with us.
You're welcome.
And sit tight. When we come back, we will take a closer look at the Prowl Radio Show.
Packers. Viking. Packers. Viking. Viking.
Red state. Blue state. Vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families, even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
What do Stuart Scott and John Butchergross have in common? They anchor for ESPN Sports Center, and they have made appearances on HPU's newest radio show. Travis Kunder has more.
336-841-9380.
It's 8 a.m. Monday morning, and while most students at High Point University are still sleeping, juniors Austin Ford and Kevin Russell are in the radio room doing their weekly The Prowl radio show. What does this show cover, you may ask?
Mostly been professional football. It's kind of the one thing that's unifying among people. College sports sometimes is pretty regional, so you kind of hit or miss with an audience about whether they want to listen to that or not. So professional football's kind of the way we go. We're starting to branch more into college basketball because that's kind of the big thing on High Point's campus, college sports and college basketball. So we're going to branch into that more as we go along this year.
Not only do they cover professional college sports, but they've had some very well-known and prominent guests from the sports world call in and talk with them. The Prowl has had 4 major guests this year, starting with John Butchergross of ESPN Sports Center, Stuart Scott of ESPN Sports Center and Monday Night Football, Matt Laughlin, who is with the New Jersey Devils, who called in to talk about the NHL lockout, and most recently Jeff Goodman of CBS Sports, who covers college basketball. Right now, both Kevin and Austin do the show for fun and to hone their radio talk show skills, but can see themselves making this a career.
I think the more that I've done it and the more that I get used to it, I like having kind of the more freedom of talking about opinions and stuff on the air. So, yeah, I mean, broadcasting is kind of the way I want to go first. But if I happen to either broadcast on radio or have a radio talk show, I think I could really get used to that.
I think for sure this is something I want to do when I get out of college. Radio just kind of lets you're allowed to just speak your mind, and it's a great way to voice your opinion. And especially here where not a lot of people are listening, you can really go off. Although we'd love more people to listen, it's kind of cool that we're kind of building it up. I mean, I know when we first started, we would average about 4 listeners per show, and we can track that through the school. The school tracks it for us. So it was kind of like a challenge for Austin and I to really build it up.
To see who's the next major guest on their show, tune in every Monday and Friday from 8 to 10 and support the Prowl radio show at High Point University.
When we come back, we'll find out what our student athletes are thankful for this year.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 88 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 1,000% increase in the last 40 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
In less than a week, we will remind ourselves what we are thankful for this year. As we comb the grounds of HPU's athletic facilities, we found that student athletes are quick to let us know what they are thankful for.
I am thankful to be given the chance to play 4 years of collegiate volleyball. And to go along with that, I'm very thankful for my teammates. They are my family, my sisters, my best friends.
I'm thankful for basically the coaching staff for giving me the opportunity to come to High Point University and show what I can do. It was a long road because I didn't play last year because I had the red shirt due to classes and stuff like that. And I'm thankful for my teammates for believing in me and basically giving me an opportunity to show them that I can lead the team and I can follow as well.
I think I'm more thankful for the fact that we're all so close in the team. I've got like 30 to 39 new brothers, which is something that not many people can say.
I'm thankful for my whole team and just High Point University in general.
I am thankful for charismatic coaches, loving teammates, and the ability to play the game that I love.
I'm definitely thankful for my family. My parents put in a lot of hard work to get me here, paying for lacrosse, putting me through all the practices, waking up early, driving me. And I think I'm thankful for both my brothers, which they've been supporting me the whole time and giving me the answers to the questions I've had with college and the first experience here being a freshman, and they've just kind of helped me along the way so I don't start stressing out.
I'm thankful for my mom, my dad, everybody in my family, my friends, and of course, God.
I'm very thankful for my family. I have 2 older sisters who are my world. They are always there for me when I need a shoulder to cry on or just somebody to call with really good news, like I got an internship. They're the first people I call. And also for my parents, they support me in everything I do. They've come out here as much as they can to watch me play, and coming from Arizona, that's a long trip, so it's been really great to have them here by my side.
I was thankful for my mother for guiding me and showing me the right things to do. Even though I was kind of hard-headed and not listening as well, I'm glad I picked up on it throughout my life. And I'm very, very, very thankful for my grandma. She had passed away last year, but she kept me on the right road and basically kept me sane and kept me on the track to do whatever I want to do and be whatever I want to be.
I am thankful for friends, family, good health, and the ability to get an extraordinary education.
Happy Thanksgiving from all of us at Panther Sports. We'll see you in December.